What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, I was gonna do a video about the state of the state of play. But the Tokyo Game Show Xbox showcase popped off, and so I'm like, why don't I just combine the two? Why do do like that? The thing about the state of play is that Wolverine. That's it. Okay, so let's go through that real quick. I'm only gonna go through two games, Saros, and Wolverine, because everything else in the middle was like, huh? Except honorable mentions for what the F, Gran Turismo. Okay, so sure, he's a legend. He's done all these great games, blah, blah, blah. You saw what they did, right? They announced that, Gran Turismo is a franchise that sold over 100 million units. I think they meant units, or it has to be over $100 million made, right? So I would say units, right? And so I'm like, why would they brag about that? I'm like, why? It's just nobody is even talking about Gran Turismo. It's not in the zeitgeist. You're gonna say that so people could try to begin to talk about it again? Nobody's talking about it because the next day, Forza Horizon 6 slap with Gran Turismo. Who slap? Anyway, back to the state of play. Saros. Me going into Saros knowing that, we saw what it was supposed to look like before, and it still looks like that. And us knowing that it is basically Returnal, except a different name, different protagonist, different environment. Same game. It's like they did a palette swap. Some ladies, when the sun sets at the time, it's the circle flatness. Huh? Oh, you mean it's just going to reset it's going to reset. That's what you're saying? Okay. And then when you die, you become stronger? Okay. Sifu, whatever. I don't know. Look, it's premise-wise, it's Returnal. Looking at the game, I'm like, it's Returnal. It's just more brown. It's browner Returnal. The original Returnal was gray Returnal. This is brown Returnal. And the protagonist is brown also. So there you go. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, and then his run. Okay, this is what happened to me, right? I was watching it, right? I'm trying to be objective. I'm open mind. I'm looking at it, I'm like, first thing that came to my mind is said, yo, his movement, this feels like, you ready for it? Too Human. And now, I know you don't want to be compared to Too Human, Saros, but that's what popped. I was like, that looks, I know the gameplay is different, obviously. But when he was doing that slide, that like little zoop, that little phase of zoop, I was like, and the way he was kind of running, it was just like his run animation is kind of whack. I'm gonna just be real. They need to work on that a little bit. It looks a little too last gen. I think the problem with Saros is that Returnal exists. So Returnal is the not first of its kind. It's a roguelike that is third person bullet hell. Okay, they just slapped a bunch of different genres together. It works. So they're doing it again. It's just different graphics. They haven't proven to us as customers, consumers, that it's any different. Now, if Returnal's your jam, then that's all good. Then there you go. Then you can play this one and have fun again. But it's not like it's more of an iteration rather than a giant leap forward improvement type of thing. Because Returnal is basically a last gen game that they refused to put on last gen. It was running at 1080p. This is the beginning of the generation. 1080p. It sucked. It didn't suck, but it was just like, okay, this isn't a PlayStation 5 game, but whatever. And so, but now this one is more so it's more so a next gen or this current gen game, but it still looks as far as animation goes like the character's animation looks like a last gen character animation, if you will. Because I was playing what do you say, prototype, because it was like on sale. It was like $3 for both. I was like, let me buy that real quick. Some kind of crazy sale. So I bought both of them. I played like 10 minutes of the first one. I was like, oh, this is actually a really cool game. They should really remake this or something. If it had like better graphics, it would be really cool. But it's like, it's really violent. It's a really violent game. But anyway, state of play. Piss pay play. State of what? State of pay. Yeah, so that whole Gran Turismo thing, I'm like, what else? There was a bunch of filler, a bunch of stuff you don't care about. Crimson Desert, was that one of them? That was actually on the Xbox showcase too. So whatever, that's on everything. What else? That's how good it was. Don't remember anything else. Only Cyros and Wolverine. So let's talk about Wolverine. I always said that if Insomniac tries to make a Wolverine game without all the gore and such, then they lost. They lost. They don't know what they're doing. They don't. That's not what it is, right? So now that we've seen it super gory, it's cool, but there is a caveat, and I'm not sure. I think these enemies that Wolverine is fighting, that John is fighting, that Logan is fighting, are robotic in nature, cyborgs probably. So it's okay that you kill. I mean, the blood's red still. It still gives you that viscera, but viscera still gives you that. But maybe that's something. I mean, he's not gonna go in a crowd of civilians and kill everybody. Although that would be a cool twist, because Wolverine is a very unreliable narrator. So he could be like, "All these soldiers came at me," and they turn around and there's a bunch of civilians just dead. Like, no, they had guns and stuff. Okay, now Logan, calm down. We gonna have to put you in the cage and stuff because you crazy. No, I'm not. Snick. Anyway, Wolverine's cool. Looks good. I mean, the couple of scenes that had gameplay, actual gameplay, as opposed to like cinematics or in-game cinematics. You know how like Spider-Man does. Oh, I'm running up a crane and I'm doing this, and oh, press X to dodge this, and like, no, we're not looking at like QTEs. We're looking at actual gameplay. And there was 2 instances. One was when he was in the alleyway, and the actor who's playing him, I forgot his name. He said, "Yeah, they had me play this one section of the game, and he was in this alley and blah blah." And they showed the footage, and he was like, they showed it a couple of times, but he was in plain clothes with the hat. And I was like, okay, that's all right, that's cool. And then the other one was, I think, when he was sliding down a roof, and he was like using his claws to slow down and stuff. That looked like a part of open world, and also the motorcycle thing, but that seemed a little bit more in-game cinematic type of thing too. So it's like they chose, smartly chose specific things to show us, but it's really hard to glean where the actual gameplay was. Now I know I noticed that they showed the same animation to him stabbing dude in the neck, and it was in plain clothes and he was in Wolverine suit. I was like, okay, that's probably just canned animation of a takedown or a certain attack or a finisher or something like that. Kind of like what Horizon Forbidden West does, where she goes, and does all that with the camera swooping around. Sure. I mean, that's cool, but at the same time, it's not gameplay. It happens during gameplay, but you aren't in control. And they showed a lot of the game takes control away from the player, but it's still gameplay. Get it? So I'm like, all right, whatever. Mystique being in it, that's cool. Omega Red, that's cool. I mean, Wolverine was the best thing they showed on that showcase. State of play. It's not a showcase, sorry. And I think they should have made it more of a showcase. I think they should have made Wolverine a showcase. Because state of play diminishes anything that they do. Because within the state of play, I think they tried to just put a whole bunch of crap in there, and it was a lot of crap. Speakers, really, speakers. I'm like, look, I want games. I want to see some games, video games. PlayStation, video game. freaking speakers, PlayStation speakers. I'm like, y'all need to. You need a separate state of tech or something to show and talk about your hardware, and not try to sprinkle it in between the games. I'm like, man, y'all are really trying to fill up 35 minutes, aren't you? That was so dumb. Those speakers. The only good thing about those speakers was the design where you could tilt them back and then could do it like that. That's the only good thing. As far as how they sound, and I don't care. I don't care. There's so many speakers out there. I just don't care. What else I was going to talk about? The speakers were dumb, and then the why would you even talk about the PlayStation Plus games? I mean, that's not even worth. And The Last of Us is in it again. Come on, son. It's like y'all. Sony has lost their way. I mean, they're like putting a little bit of like hope in there with you guys with the Wolverine and stuff. But I'm like, I don't know, man. Here's my prediction. Wolverine will not sell as good as Spider-Man. Wolverine will not sell as well as Spider-Man. Period. I'm going to say Spider-Man 2018, the first Spider-Man, because this is the first Wolverine game. So that's what I'm going to say. Now, people may be like, oh, but it's... Maybe Spider-Man will show up, and I doubt it. But I'm just saying. If he goes to the city, he'll see Spider-Man swinging like, oh, boy. I don't know how he sounds. He's supposed to be Canadian. But he's been alive for so long. Like, he should have, like, what kind of accent would Wolverine have? Because he was, well, according to the movies, he was in the Civil War with his brother, with Sabretooth. And before he got the adamantium. Anyway. We'll see. I mean, is there hope for Wolverine? Sure. But will it be better than Spider-Man commercially? Hell no. It's too violent, and little kiddies can't play it. So it's already hampered by the fact that it's ultra violent, ultra gory. Little kids can't play it. You already shrunk down your not captive audience, but potential audience. So it's either young adults and old people. That's it. Can't have no little boys say, I want to play Wolverine. Like, oh, hell no, you're not, Jimmy. You're not going to play that. No. Anyway, that state of pay was whatever. It was definitely mid. Like I said, I forgot all the other games. It's just like, I'm not impressed. And then today, the Xbox Tokyo Game Showcase popped off. And I'm going to be real. Japanese games, for the most part, are not my cup of tea. I mean, I grew up on them because, that's who they were making the games. I mean, the games that I enjoy, Yu Suzuki. There's certain guys who made pop culture type of, like Yu Suzuki. He made Outrun, right? Well, first he made Hang On, I believe. Hang On, Super Hang On, sure. And he did Outrun, which is kind of like Cannonball Run. So he takes a lot of inspiration from like a lot of pop culture, American Western movie type of things. He did Afterburner, Top Gun. He did Thunderblade, which was Blue Thunder, same helicopter basically. And so Galaxy's Force is just like, I don't know, derivative space thing. You could say Star Wars, but I wouldn't even go that far. But that's why I liked it, because I felt it had the Western sensibilities, and they were cool technologies at the time. And so the games that are being made today for consoles, because they're not really being made for arcades, even though arcades still exist. There's more like ticket redemption, coin sucks, or money sucks, card sucks, whatever. So a lot of them RPGs, a lot of older remakes, blah 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 blah. I think the one thing that has always bothered me about Japanese RPGs in particular is the music. And I know people are like, oh, the music, like Final Fantasy, all these music is all so awesome. And I'm like, I don't like those. For some reason, I don't like the it's just the composition of those. I'm like, I don't like them. But then I heard, I forgot what game it was. Oh shoot, which one was it? I'm trying to think. Oh, no, it wasn't an RPG, but there was an RPG that had like some banging music. And honestly, I think it really comes down to the orchestration and whether or not they're actually using a real orchestra. Now, let me explain orchestration, because some people are like, what are you talking about? Orchestration is like if you have someone who's gonna kind of orchestrate the piece. You have, your music written out for players to play. The orchestrator assigns the instruments to the parts. Basically, he orchestrates the orchestra. That's just a simple way of saying it. And you could come up with a million different variations of the same song using different instruments, and it's important to have the right instrument for the right part, blah, blah, blah. So I think one of the things is that the orchestration typically on like Final Fantasy or a lot of these RPGs and a lot of these fantasy type of games are kind of soft and they're flowy and they're samey. They're kind of the same. They're not, but they sound sonically the same. But there was this one, I can't remember what it was, and I'm probably not going to remember it, but it had some nice horns for the fight, and I was like, oh, and the composition was really cool too. I was like, okay. And then the I guess the regular kind of overall music was pretty cool too. I was like, okay, and I think the quality of the music was, because the horns sounded really like horns, not like, oh, this is a VST instrument horn. It sounded like an actual orchestra for real horn. But anyway, the other music that I liked was in Ninja Gaiden 4. It wasn't the music that they had during the gameplay. It was before they were actually showing the actual gameplay piece. They were like talking about, they kind of just like a montage of different things, and it was dope. I was like, yo, if that music's in the game, let's go. I was like, yo, it was really good. But that's just my taste. I'm not right or wrong on that. But that's one reason why I've kind of like, we'll see. Yeah. And like I said, I think it was Dragon. Was it Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD? Blah blah blah. I think that one had really good music. If I remember, I don't remember though. But anyway, but the Xbox showcase was cool. It was like, if I were to rate the Sony State of Piss, I will say I didn't care about anything except for Wolverine. So what is that? A 6.5, 7, I guess. I'll be nice and give it a 7. The Xbox Tokyo Showcase, given that what they're doing is trying to specifically focus on Japanese and Asia, it will affect what is there. And, putting that into consideration, it's 7.5, 8. But the Forza Horizon announcement is, if y'all don't know, Forza Horizon 6 is going to be in Japan. They showed the Mount Fuji, and they showed it was kind of cool. They had the license plates and about all the Colorado and France and England and stuff, and Mexico, all the previous games. Australia, did they have an Australia? I got to look at it again. I don't remember them having an Australia plate. Well, anyway, but and I know Sean was disappointed because they didn't show any gameplay, but I'm like, that's all good. They don't need to show gameplay because that game's gonna be fabulous. That game's gonna be awesome, and that's why I'm like, when you go head to head, Forza Horizon 6 versus Gran Turismo 7 sold over 100 million units, blah blah blah. I'm like, which one are you, as a gamer, which one are you more excited about? Sony selling 100 million units or Forza Horizon 6 being in Japan, driving up Mount Fuji like, what's up? Oh man, it's gonna be so. Yo, when I had the Dreamcast, me and my boy, we both had Dreamcast, and we would play Tokyo Extreme Racer, the first one, right? And that was the jam. And it was 60 frames. The first game was 60 frames. It didn't have like nice details and stuff. It had like, stickers on the wheels and stuff, but still, it was 60 frames, smooth, butter smooth. And we finished it, but that last Racer X, I don't know what his name was, but he was in a black Porsche with chrome rims, and he was relentless. And I was like, yo. And look, we would do that race, and it's like we had the fastest car that we could possibly do. And if you mess up one single millimeter, he would be like, pew! And it's like, well, I lost. That's it. You can't mess up on that race. And that was the jam. No, that's like nostalgia memories. Yo, let's go. And listen, I know they're gonna have those crazy Tokyo highways. I know they're gonna have that. I know they're gonna have like the mountain, the initial D stuff. Man, that's gonna be so good. The only thing that would make that game perfect, the most perfect racing game, is if they had a 2009 Trailblazer, Chevy Trailblazer SS in it. And then we can, choose the colors, choose the rims and all that stuff. I'd prefer the factory rims, but you can spice it up. Put a kit on it, put a lower end kit, or I don't know, they don't really need to be lowered, but that would be dope. If you're listening, Forza Horizon 6 Playground and Turn 10, please put can you please put a 2009 Chevy Trailblazer SS, please. I don't care what engine it is. You can put the 4.2 in it. The SS didn't have 4.2, it had 5.3. You can put LS. I don't care what engine you put. Just give me that truck, please. Can you do that? Because I would buy that game. Any racing game that has a Trailblazer SS, I'm buying it. It's an automatic sale. You know who you sell so many? No, it's just be me. Just me buying it. But that was crazy. And you got the ROG Ally stuff. Leaks of that, it's £499. So we'll see what that conversion is. We're higher over here, so $549 sounds about right. But I'm like, I keep kind of wondering, not how it's gonna go, but it's like, it seems like it's so weird because it's different, because this is not the same type of console cycle or console anything that we're used to. And so I'm like, I don't know how to feel about me buying an Asus Xbox, right? But I think the problem with that is only that's the only option that we have right now. Now, when we have different manufacturers coming out with stuff, then you can say, okay, you can get a feeling of the market, and see what Microsoft is going to do. And that's the main thing. It's like, that. The price is going to suck. It's going to be a lot, but I'm not too concerned about that, because like I said before in previous video, I never buy the consoles day one. I always kind of wait, let them work out some bugs if they are. Hello, Red Ring of Death. And there's always going to be a built-in buffer for cross-gen stuff. Look, PlayStation is going to do it through this whole generation, okay? And when the PlayStation 6 comes out, they'll cut off the PlayStation 4, and then PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 6 will be that generation. It's going to be all cross-gen. If you don't believe so, I'm telling you right now, that's what's going to happen. Right now, that's what's going to... I'm going to be surprised if they try to keep PlayStation 4 alive for a little bit longer, but who knows? But anyway, I'm rambling. I appreciate your hands on this guy. Let me know what you think about Forza Horizon 6 in Japan. Yeah, that's gonna be dope. And that State of Piss was kind of, it was less than mid. Wolverine brought it up a little bit, but I'm still a little skeptical. We'll see. We'll see. And we don't know how open it's going to be. Is it going to be open world? Is it going to be more linear? I really don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I preach again. And I talk to you on the next one too. Wait.